Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So the verse is not on the board, so we will just read the translation and the word meaning. So yesterday we had done text 44. Today we will do text 45 and text 46 because text 45 has no purport. Sve sve karman abhirata samsiddhim labate naraha swa karma niratha siddhim yatha vindati tat shurnu. Now text 46. Yatha pravartir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam sva karmana tam abhyarcha siddhim Vindati Manava Yatha Pravarti Bhutanam Yena Sarvamidam Tatam Swakarmanatam Abhyarcha Siddhim Vidanti Manava Yata pravartir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarcha siddhim vidanti manava. So in this verse, it is being explained how one can realize perfection. In the previous verses, Krishna has explained the duties of the different varnas. In other words, it does not matter whether you are a Sudra or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya, or a Brahmana. If you follow the advice of this verse, then you can achieve perfection. The key to realizing perfection is not your birth, not your social status, not your educational background, not your external beauty, but whether you are serving the Supreme Lord or not. Why do we worship the Supreme Lord? That is also explained in this verse. Because the Lord is the source of all beings. So you can be a member of any varna or ashrama. As long as the Lord is worshipped, one is marching towards perfection. Just like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's a story of a Brahmin called Kurma Das. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was traveling in southern India, he came to a Brahmin's house whose name was Kurma Das. Kurma Das was a Brahmana and he was in the Grihastha ashram. He was not happy in Grihastha life. So he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please take me with you. I don't want to live at home. Grihastha life is hellish. Talk to any Grihastha today, he'll tell you it's hellish, don't enter into it. They say it's hellish, but still they enter into it all the time. So Kurma Das, he was saying, I don't want to live in this Grihastha life, please take me with you. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, you can't come with me. Stay where you are and still perfect your life. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the following formula. Chant Hare Krishna. Read Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Worship the deity of Radha and Krishna with faith. Associate with devotees. And reside in a sacred place of worship. So technically, sacred place of worship means Vrindavan, Mathura, Dwarka, Mayapur. So this means all of you have to go to Vrindavan now. I'm sure all of you would be ready for that. But it costs a lot of money these days. And if all the devotees were to come from the whole world, the Vrindavan ashram would not have enough place. So what you have to do is convert your own place of residence into Vrindavan. So visit the Hare Krishna temple nearest to you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave these 5 guidelines. And anybody who follows these 5 guidelines can, in whichever ashram he may be, work towards perfection. Why do we worship the Supreme Lord? This is also explained in this verse. Because the Lord is the source of all beings. So Krishna is the source of all beings. He's the source, the cause of everything. Therefore, we worship the Lord. Because the Lord is the greatest. So the Lord is the cause of all causes. The devotee understands that not a blade of grass can move without God's permission. Therefore, all his actions are dedicated to the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. In the purport, Prabhupada quotes the Vedanta Sutra, Janma Dasa Yataha. That means everything, I worship that person from whom everything is emanating. So the beginning of life for every living entity is the Supreme Lord. He is the cause of everything. Everything that you can see and you cannot see. So this is the difference between the devotee and the non-devotee's vision. Now, in the purport, Prabhupada talks about the two energies of the Lord. Antiranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti. Internal energy and external energy. Actually, the Lord has innumerable energies. You can't even enumerate them, count them. But the great sages have summarized these energies into three categories: internal, external, and marginal. Internal energy is Antaranga Shakti. External is Bahiranga Shakti. Marginal is Titashtak Shakti. So, when the living entities engage in service to the Lord, they are under the influence of the internal energy of the Lord. When the living entities rebel against the Lord, they are under the influence of the Bahiranga Shakti of the Lord. And why is the living entity considered marginal or titishta? Because in that position, he can swing either to come under the influence of the internal or the external energy. So those who are intelligent, they come under the influence of the internal energy. They know that everything that the external energy is manifesting, it is only a perverted reflection of the reality. What is the meaning of perverted reflection? It means that it is a reflection, just like you look at a picture of yourself in the mirror. So what you see in the mirror is your reflection. So what we are seeing in the material world is to some extent a reflection of what exists in the spiritual world. But it is perverted, contaminated, polluted. And as a result, there is no substance in this perverted reflection. Or in other words, there is no real happiness in this area. So therefore it is said that those who are intelligent, they opt to come under the influence of the internal energy of the Lord. So by the cultivation of spiritual association, by the cultivation of spiritual knowledge, by the execution of japa, one gets inspired to keep under the protection of the internal energy of the Lord. Now, as the Paramatma, the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. So a Paramatma is the expansion of the Lord. Just like the sun disk. The sun disk is in a sun planet, but his influence is everywhere. So the Lord resides in his Goloka Vrindavan abode, but his presence is being felt everywhere. He's all pervasive. You observe the presence of the Lord by seeing the energies of the Lord in action. And the Lord is also present in every living entity as the Paramatma. And as the Paramatma, the Lord is witnessing every activity that we engage in. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is all pervasive. Many times people say, can you show me God? Prabhupada used to say, yes. When you see the sun and the moon, just consider these two to be the eyes of the Lord. When you taste water, just consider water to be the taste or the representation of the Lord. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. Krishna says, that taste which comes in water, that taste is my representation. Krishna says to Arjuna in the 10th chapter, know that all opulent, beautiful and glamorous creations are actually all coming from me. You see anything beautiful or glorious, you must understand this is only a fragmental portion of Krishna's creation. Anything extraordinary, we must recognize, is the result of Krishna's creation or Krishna's opulence. So all outstanding, attractive things are emanating because there is a person who is the cause of all causes. Sarva karna karana. Just like the many strong people. But the strength in the strongest person represents Krishna. So anything outstanding is a result of its origin being in Krishna. Just like in English they learn A, B, C, D. And in Sanskrit they learn 𝐾𝐞, 𝐞𝐞. And in Russian you'd learn A, B, B, G. So the A, Krishna says, is me. I am that A in 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐴. So of letters, A is the beginning. So that is I. And He's also inexhaustible time. You and I get destroyed, but time doesn't get destroyed. They say in English, and I'm sure you have a Russian equivalent, time heals everything. Just like somebody may die, you may feel very sorry. But with the passage of time, you gradually forget it. So time is inexhaustible. A man may come, man may go. Building may be built, building may be destroyed. A new car may be bought, a new car may be destroyed. But time stays on. And then in the water, there are many different types of fishes. Amongst all the different types of fishes, which is the most powerful fish? Shark. So Krishna says of fishes, I'm the shark. There are many rivers flowing, but which is the most sacred river? So Krishna says of rivers, I am the Ganges. So Krishna is saying that I am the cause of everything. So when you see something beautiful, you must at once recognize the beauty in this person or in this thing is due to Krishna. When a young man sees a beautiful woman, or a woman sees a beautiful man, nobody really bothers to find out what is the cause of the beauty in the other person. The real beauty is due to the presence of the soul, Atma. If the Atma is not there, then you will not be attracted to the other person's beauty. So therefore, the real beauty is the presence of the Atma. And if the Atma is there, then the living entity can move. Amongst the animals, which animal is the king of animals? Lion. So Krishna says amongst animals, I am the lion. And amongst birds, who is top best?
Garuda.
Krishna says among birds, I am Garuda. So the best in every category is always Krishna. Then there amongst different type of snakes, there's one snake which has thousands of heads. And what is that? Ananta says. So he says amongst the snakes, Nagas, I am the Ananta says. So Krishna is the cause of all causes. Now, those who worship the Lord, they get the intelligence by which their faith in recognizing God as the cause is consolidated. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tesam sadava yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadhadi yogi buddhi yogam tam yena mam apantite. Those who worship me with devotion, I give them the intelligence by which they can come to me. So when in this purport, Prabhupada talks about worshipping Krishna fully. Prabhupada says, everyone should be engaged in devotional service to the Lord in full Krishna consciousness. So what does it mean, full Krishna consciousness? It means, as Krishna explains, Sarva dharmam paritarja mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva pape bhaya mokshami ma suchaha. Give up all varieties of religiousness and just surrender unto me, and I will protect you from all sinful reaction. So full Krishna consciousness means surrendering everything in your possession to the Supreme Lord. What do you have? What is in your possession? You may say, I have nothing in my possession. Umina yasniya dengit. No money. All the Denik is with the mafia. I have nothing. But you have a lot with you. We'll explain what Thakur Bhaktivinoda said you have. Thakur Bhaktivinoda said, Manasa deha gaya yo kichur mora arpilam tuya pade nanda kishora. O Sanna Maharaj Nanda, I place everything at the lotus feet. First of all, I offer you my mind, Manasa. So we begin our spiritual life by offering our mind. When you offer your tongue, it helps you to offer your mind. And how do we offer our tongue? By chanting. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we begin the process of even offering the mind. So what does it mean to offer the mind? Practically, what does it mean? It means think about Krishna. Think about his desires. Think about his instructions. Think about what will please him. Just like in this period of the Prabhupada Marathon, what should all the devotees be thinking? What will please Krishna most? And what does Krishna say in the 18th chapter? What will please him most?
One who preaches, and then he's doing...
Yes, one who preaches my glories. And what is the medium for preaching Krishna's glories? Book distribution. So day and night think, how can I distribute these books more and more? How can I counter every negative argument that the other person may make? How can I develop so much determination that heat and cold, honor and dishonor, carrying a backpack is not going to disturb me? How can I develop the conviction that even if my body is giving me a little trouble, I'll still go out as a Sankirtan soldier? How can I, who may be living outside, married, doing a job, doing business? So these are just some samples of how you can offer the mind to Krishna. When you're meditating through your mind on activities independent of Krishna, then the mind is being used for destructive purposes. And when the mind is being used to dovetail the direct desires of the spiritual master and the Lord, then it's being used for constructive purposes. Then Thakur Bhakti says, Manasa Dehagya. Then offer, my dear Lord, I offer you my body. So you have this body, senses, organs, offer them all to the Lord. Use your body to fulfill the mission of the Lord in this life. Use your intelligence to help fulfill the mission of the Lord. Then Thakur Bhakti says, all my possessions. So Krishna doesn't see what you give. He sees how much you keep. Just like sometimes in India and America, we go to rich people to ask for donations. The man is so rich, he has 20, 25 cars in the garage. And he'll give $100 and think he has done a big thing. So Krishna doesn't see what you gave. He sees how much you're keeping in your pocket. Then he determines whether you're giving or stealing. So offer everything to the Lord. Just like there was a devotee called Kolavechha Sridhar. He was making his living by making cups out of banana leaves. And on the banks of the Ganges, he would sell those cups. So he was earning just few kopecks a month. But he was still spending 50% of his income in worshipping Mother Ganges. So Lord Chaitanya became very pleased by this man's renunciation. So the Lord came and manifested his transcendental form. And he told Kolavechha Sridhar, any benediction you want. He said, give me only one benediction. Please may I always remain at your lotus feet in the association of devotees. So offer your body to the Lord. Then Thakur Bhaktivinoda says, my house, my wife, my children. So if you don't have a house, don't worry. You can still come to Krishna. And if you don't have a wife and children, still no problem. You can come without your wife and children. And if you have a wife and children, try and bring them also. But if they don't come, at least you must come. Not if they don't come, you also don't come. So this is surrender. Whatever you have, offer it to the Lord. And anyone who does that, his life will be successful according to this verse. Hare Krishna. So have you understood this verse? Are all of you taking part in the Prabhupada Marathon? Even our guests, there's so many guests here. Yeah. How many people are taking part in the Prabhupada Marathon? But some are working hard, some are not working hard. So I can take one question.
If, say, one person, some person, he learns about Hare Krishna mantra in the last days of his life, and he starts chanting, and when he changes his body, he can get a liberation. So
that's for Krishna to decide. You say it's hard to answer these type of questions. You have to look at 100 things. So these things are to be decided by Krishna. But Krishna says, if your mind is at meat while dying, then you'll come back to me.
If we pray him, can Krishna come here at our presence, maybe in disguise or somehow or other?
Yes. When you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is personally present. Don't you see these pictures of Krishna on the walls and the books? That is Krishna. This Krishna is not different from the real Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.